Welcome to the People Leaders Podcast, the audio resource for managers and business leaders creating high-performing teams. Join leadership and team development experts Jan and Michelle Turkelson each week as they explore both subjects from every angle. Through practical tips, valuable insights, and compelling interviews with leadership experts around the world, you'll learn how to bring out the best in your staff and how to give your best as a leader.
Michelle. Hello, Jan. So this episode we are going to talk about team-based planning, and this is something that we are working with our clients, especially near the beginning of the year and also the end of the year. So it's a top or tail type of activity. And because we've been doing so many of them, we thought that we would share this process with you. And with anything that you're going to invest time in, you want to make sure that you're going to get some benefits from it. So what do you think the benefits are, Michelle?
Oh, I love team-based planning. I think it is one of the best tools that a team can employ in order to be successful. And so some of the benefits are directly related to planning, actually. So it actually helps you clarify what the purpose of the team is. It gives them direction. It allows them to control their own agenda, actually, because they've actually invested the time and the energy in creating a plan. It provides focus, and it also helps them develop a long-range view. And it also helps all team members see how they contribute to the overall organisation's goals. So there's so many benefits of doing it. And it's a great team building exercise that, you don't have to go outside and do it and jump up and down. It is actually working on real work, but you are still building the team dynamic.
And you can add some personality to the team-based plan by putting in some team building activities that are pertinent and relevant and useful and fun. So we can actually step you through some of those instances in our next episode when we go through what the actual process is.
That's right.
So we know what the benefits are. If you were to describe what team-based planning is, Michelle, what would you say?
So in a nutshell, it's the team coming together to develop a plan for the team for the next 6 to 12 months. We have worked with teams before that develop a plan for 1 year, sometimes 5 years out, but now it's getting shorter and shorter,
totally,
isn't it? Yeah. So it's almost like 6 to 12 months seems to be the focus area for teams coming together. So some teams might do 2 half days, other teams might do a day and a half but split or a whole day. We would always recommend trying to get as much as you can out in one day, actually, because you're building up momentum and come prepared before the day.
Yes, do some prep work around what are some of the initiatives of the organisation so you can cascade them down.
That's right.
And someone asked us again, with team-based planning, what's the difference between a business plan and team-based planning? And we said with team-based planning, you actually build in a lot of behavioural elements and also values, purpose of the team. So it gives it meaning, drive, and that's what actually creates that motivation of the team to move forward. So team-based planning provides focus, but it also describes how you are going to work as a team in order to get those results.
Yes, and it's inclusive. The team get involved in the planning. How often do you see plans being developed and then, delivered, from on high to the team, go and create this, or go and there's your plan for the year, and there's no buy-in. This actually provides the team with an opportunity to say, we are involved. We want to, this is how we think we could, be successful.
Yeah. And what we've also heard is that we can't put our objectives together because we haven't got them yet. It's just that you can start this knowing what you know. You can start your team-based planning. You want to be proactive.
There are going to be blanks. So one blank might be, we don't know what our sales budget is. Okay, so what was it last year? Increase it by 10%. Start with that.
Start with something. Yeah. Show some proactivity.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's involved?
the whole team.
Yeah.
And so what do we mean by the whole team? So it is the people, as a people manager, all the people that report to you. And if you have, for example, some sort of secretarial support, absolutely, you would bring them into to the team-based plan. The other thing that we would also recommend is if you have a great relationship with a stakeholder and your success and their success are intertwined and interdependent, as much as you can bring them in for the day.
And we've seen this work so well.
Brilliantly, yeah.
JVCs, joint venture, partnerships also work really well with this. We would also recommend your one-up manager. So not just you as a people leader in your team, but your manager as well. And you can bring them in two places. Like if they could stay for the whole event, that's fine. However, we would really recommend only top and tail.
So why would you recommend top and tail and not for the whole?
Because I think it actually changes the dynamics and the ability for people to really
be open be open
and make because when you're crafting objectives, sometimes you need a bit of practice at it, and you want to present your best when when you're presenting to the up manager. So if you were going to have your manager come in at the very beginning, they can provide great context around initiatives that are going to come through the pipeline or anything that they've heard. Or we would recommend bring them at the end of the day and you actually present your plan to them, and they could actually feed back to you, is there anything else that you would like to change because of that?
It's a great way of getting support for you.
The plan,
for the plan, because they have seen it from the initial stages, so they have bought into it, from its inception. So that's a really good strategy.
Okay, when would you do it?
Well, definitely I would do it every year. And the closer to the beginning of your financial year, the better, or the calendar year. And you know what? It doesn't matter when you do it. We've had teams do it as a bit of a kickstart or restart, or refresh. The team is, you've got a few new team members, and it could be an opportunity to come together and say, right, here we are. We're 1/4 of the way into our into the year. Let's look at a team-based plan, create a team-based plan based on what we've got now.
Yeah,
anytime really, but usually at the beginning or the end of the year.
Yeah, and the way in which we could do it is that we start with the team-based planning, get all your objectives, set that up so you've got a plan on the page, and then after that you check in every quarter to see how you're tracking against that. So that could be part of an agenda item or a 2-hour session with your team.
Definitely.
And you can pull out certain components of the team-based plan and deep dive a little bit more into it.
In fact, really effective teams, Jan, have all the objectives from their team-based plan as part of their regular agenda. Like, what else are you talking about in your team meetings if it's not your plan?
That's right, yeah, and whether or not you're on track or off track. So in the next episode, we're going to step people through that 10-step process of a team-based plan. So what are the key components? And for this episode, we've attached a bit of a template that goes through a prep opportunity for the team. So these are some key questions that every member of the team can work on and bring to the table as part of the team-based planning, and that will be part of the this attachment in this podcast.
Terrific.
All right. See you on the other side.
Okay.
You've been listening to the People Leaders Podcast with Michelle and Jan Turkelson. For show notes and other free resources, please visit us at peopleleaderspodcast.com. Do you know someone else who could benefit from cutting-edge leadership and management techniques? Please take a moment to share this and other episodes via your podcast app, email, or social media channels. Each share helps us fulfill our goals of reducing workplace stress and increasing job satisfaction for leaders, managers, and their teams worldwide. The People Leaders Podcast is brought to you by the Experts On Air Podcast Network.